हम लोगों को परसों ये जानकारी मिली कि जो चेक हम लोग इशू कर रहे हैं वो बैंक्स उस चेक को ऑनर नहीं कर रहे हैं। उसके ऊपर जब हम लोगों ने आगे छानबीन करी तो हमें बताया गया कि देश की मुख्य ऑपोजिशन पार्टी के सारे अकाउंट्स फ्रीज कर दिए गए हैं। हमारे देश में लोकतंत्र पर तालाबंदी हो गई है और ये कांग्रेस पार्टी के अकाउंट्स फ्रीज नहीं हुए हैं, हमारे देश में डेमोक्रेसी फ्रीज हुई। बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव एनी मनी टू स्पेंड, वी डोंट हैव मनी टू पे द इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बिल्स, वी डोंट हैव मनी टू पे सैलरीज टू आवर एम्प्लॉयज। Everything is impacted, no? Not only Nyaya, everything will be impacted. All political activities of the Congress party will be impacted. Now online donation, people are giving money to us and we are spending. So now this message will go when we are giving money and it is not coming to the party, should we give the money or not?
Well, the day began with the Congress party taking to social media, talking about how they were experiencing state-led action in terms of freezing of their bank accounts, how this was unprecedented in India's political history, and how this was going to impact their operations and their campaigning exercises, especially coming just a few months and days ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. So here's a deep dive, here's a look at what were the concerns, what were the claims made by the Income Tax Department, why the freeze, whether or not there's any relief, and what's the way forward. We'll answer these questions. First up, what is the background to it? What is the issue at hand? The issue at hand goes back to the financial year 2017-18. For this financial year, the claim that has been raised by the Income Tax Department is that the Congress party received donations in cash in excess of the 2,000 rupee per transaction limit that was imposed in the Income Tax Act. So the Income Tax Department is saying that, look, the Congress party received cash more than 2,000 rupees per transaction, and that's the concern that the Income Tax Department has raised. On the back of that, we understand that a tax demand of 105 crore rupees was raised against the Congress party. This accumulated over time, and this 105, courtesy the interest that is added to this, has now become 135 crore rupees. So as a result of that, the Income Tax Department went ahead and took regulatory action against the Congress party, froze all of its account. Now this caused panic in the Congress party, which found that checks that were being signed by party functionaries were not being honored by the banks, were being denied by the banks on account of that freeze granted by the Income Tax Department. So the next step, the Congress party moved the Income Tax Apellate Tribunal. That hearing was done today. The hearing, Vivek Tanka, senior advocate appearing for the Congress, argued for Congress in this matter. He argued that, number one, that this was, as far as a democratic exercise is concerned, this is severely unpalatable, given that such action is coming just ahead of the Lok Sabha elections. He talked about how Congress was not able to meet any of its expenses. So whether that's logistics, whether that's transport, travel, accommodation, campaigning, none of that expenses were being able to be met by the Congress party, and to that end, they had sought for an ad-interim relief. Further, Vivek Tanka had also argued before the ITAT that the income tax returns that had to be filed were in fact filed on time. Now, this is something that the tax department is contesting, but nonetheless, the Congress claiming that the returns were filed on time and that those returns were being misconstrued by the Income Tax Department. So, given the facts and circumstances of this case, has any relief been granted? Well, the ITAT has granted ad-interim relief. What that means is that a lien of 115 crore rupees has been passed. What that does to Congress is that they have to maintain a minimum balance of 115 crore rupees in their bank account. Above and beyond that, they can go ahead and spend however they deem fit, but there is that restriction, that lien of 115 crore rupees, that's the minimum balance that the Congress party will have to maintain going forward. But this is only at the ad-interim stage. This is only at the outset that this relief has been granted. Further hearing will be done on February 21st. That's next week's Wednesday. And that's when the Congress party will be seeking further relief and a complete lifting of this freeze altogether, especially coming just ahead of the Lok Sabha elections.
Make informed decisions with comprehensive analysis on the go.
Strengthen your portfolio with real-time market updates on the go. Create effective strategies with insightful expert opinions on the go.
Grow on the go with CNBC-TV18, now streaming live 24/7 on YouTube.